my name is Sarah and welcome to Stacks and Scones. So today I'm going to participate in the Booktube Newbie channel. This is my second video ever and I thought I'd give you guys just a little bit more info about why I started this channel, where my love of reading came from, things like that. So you could get to know that side of me a little bit better, since the last video was sort of just some fun random stuff about the person that I am, and also just a great way to jump into the booktube community and get to know more of my fellow booktubers. So let's get started. Why did you start this channel? I mentioned this a little bit in my last video, but I started this channel for a couple of reasons. The first of which being, I really just wanted to find a place on the internet to talk about books and writing and stories and words and things like that. The reason I decided to go with a YouTube channel instead of a blog or something like that is for a couple of reasons. The primary one being that I don't really like to write about books. One of the big reasons that I love to read is not just reading the story and having it for myself, but sharing it with other people and talking with other people about it and hearing their perspectives and what they thought of the characters and the stories and the different things that the author, sort of brought up in what they were writing about. And that is something that you don't really get quite as much of in a blog. And maybe it's just a personal bias or something, but I just don't enjoy writing about books, but I love to talk about them. And just videos in general can be a really great way to start conversations about books and reading. So that's sort of the primary reason that I ended up starting this channel. The secondary reason is a little bit of peer pressure from Mari and Emily. I mentioned way back when that I was sort of thinking about the idea, and they kept encouraging me and pushing me to just jump in, and as our wonderful friend Sweeney would say, just do the thing. So I'm doing the thing. What are some fun and unique things that you can bring to BookTube? As a person who is trained in both performance and writing and has an English degree, I have a very broad range of the kinds of ways I've been trained to look at stories. And so I've looked at them from the perspective of a reader, I've looked at them from the perspective of a writer, and I've looked at them from a perspective of a performer. So I love to examine different adaptations of stories that I love and talk about the merits of the different mediums that you can use to tell a story. What are you most excited about for this new channel? Just the community aspect in general. Like I said in the first question, one of the biggest things that I love about reading is the communal aspect, is multiple people reading a book and then everyone talking about it and talking about their opinions on it. And that's something that is really cool about the BookTube community. I have a lot of friends that also do love to read, but not very many that read quite as much as I do. And so they probably get bored with me talking about books all of the time. And so this is a great place to make other friends who also talk about books all the time. Why do you love reading? I think the biggest reason I love reading is really just I love stories. I've been fascinated by them from a very, very young age. I was telling stories with my dolls and my stuffed animals and any toy that I had long before I could read. There's just something that's always fascinated me about stories in general. I learn far more about life and who I am as a person and the way this world works from reading stories than I do from pretty much anything else. What book or series got you into reading? My mom gave me A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Engle for my 12th birthday, and I adore that book, and it's just one of those stories that sticks with you. And I think that was when I really, as a preteen, started to grasp that stories were bigger than just something that were fun and were entertaining. There was real power in the words that can be expressed on a page. What questions would you ask your favorite booktuber? I would ask them what their recommendations were, like maybe top 5 must-read books for any just person who loves books and reading in general, because we all love to read, obviously, a lot of us read pretty broadly, but we all still have our affinities for the books that we sort of gravitate toward naturally, and I would love to hear sort of what other people deem as the essential books that every person needs to read. Where do you read? I read all over the place. I commute into the city, which is, can be fairly lengthy at times. So I read when I'm commuting. I read in my living room, in my bedroom, in the backyard, at coffee shops. I always have a book in my purse. So, I'm really not exaggerating when I say I pretty much read anywhere, because I do. So that's my Booktube Newbie tag. Thank you so much for watching. Please say hi in the comments, especially if you're a fellow booktuber. I would love to get to know you guys better and start really jumping into this fantastic community that I know exists on the wonderful, wonderful internet. If you would like to follow along with me in other places online, you can find me on Twitter at Sarah Ann Hayes, on Instagram at Sarah Ann Hayes, and my personal writing is at sarahannhayes.com. If you like this video and would like to see more, hit the subscribe button, hit the like, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! They always crack the door open and there would be this one like sliver of light, and so I'd sit up against the wall and like move my book up and down so that the one sliver of light like went back and forth across the page so that I could stay up reading. So that's my Booktube Newbie chat. So really I just read all of the things because I love all of the books.